Hello, Friday. Man, this week went by so fast. I think because I was having a really good time. I've been working on a scrumble. Yeah, a scrumble, a free form creation that just comes out of nowhere. Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations has a collaboration where she is rolling the dice. It's correlating to a number and the number's got a color assigned to it. And this week, Nova rolled white. Now I thought white would just be meh, blah, boring, just pull a bunch of white. It seems like every other color that I have, there's a wide range and variety. And I figured white, there's not gonna be much of anything. I was wrong. White is a perfect opportunity to play with techniques, with stitches, with texture. So there might not have been a huge range in color, but I definitely had fun combining all the other elements together. Want to see? So I pulled out all the white from my scraps tote, and I piled them on the table next to the couch, my little side table. And I grabbed those two hooks. I grabbed a big one and a small one. The small one was a 4.5 and the big one, I think was a 6.5, just a bigger prim hook that I had. Same ones I used the week before. And I had fun with it. So I started with this really, really thick, oh, it's gotta be a bulky or a super bulky. It was just a off-white. I think I was using it for winter hats when I was doing those hats that said coffee across the front. I didn't have very much of it. I did 3 little puffs in a magic circle and did some chaining. That was fun because I needed to figure out how many chains should go between the 3 so it would lay flat. And then I worked with, I love this yarn, this Hobby Lobby stuff right here. That was fun. That was chaining 3, but again, when I got to the sides, I had to guesstimate how many chains I needed to go up the side to account for a sturdy side, over and into, and then single crochet into the next loop or the loop of the previous row. It was a lot of work. And then I used this off-white, no idea where it came from or what it is, just a value yarn of some sort. Maybe Red Heart, maybe Red Heart. Well, I did a flower. I definitely had to take in consideration, you know, when you're making a flat circle, or if you want a coned or slightly pointed circle, there's a certain amount of stitches that you have to put in the middle to give it that base to make that. I think typically 8 is a flat, and then anything lower would be the degree of your point, like if you're doing the nose of a mouse or something like that, or a cone, or a witch's hat. So playing with stitch count, I think you could see on the back, not so well. I did 8 puffs, popcorn, sorry, not puffs, popcorn. So popcorn is when you double crochet, you go back to the first, you loop your working loop around and pull it through, and it puckers in the top of it, which I like because when you're working back across the popcorn stitch, you could work down between where you have all those active, you could work down in that little groove there. Then it kind of projects them forward a bit. Just fun with stitches, right? There's no rhyme, no reason to it. And then I had fun connecting them. I used the bigger hook, the 4.5, the 4.5. When I got around to this fuzzy white stuff, which I believe I used when I made Nola's Hello Kitty beanie quite a few years ago. I think I found it at Hobby Lobby, but it's very soft, white, fuzzy. It's got some texture to it. Up here, I did, so these were popcorns, these were puff stitches, where you actually only work half the stitch, grab on, work another half a stitch. I did double crochets. You work half the double crochet and then you start another one, work half a double crochet, work another one. Then you finish them all off together and it makes a very closed top. So in working with that, I decided that when I did my border all the way around, I used that white shimmery stuff from my purple dress, my summer dress. Decided I was gonna use an even bigger hook. And then I randomly just made some chains and slip stitches and single crochets. I think I did half doubles around here just to make it a little wider of a border. And by the time I got to there, I realized my chicken brain took over. So I experimented with some French knots. I made them very extravagant. I think I wrapped 6 times on those knots. My little beak, I worked into 2 stitches and I did isn't it cute? I did a single, half double, 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 half double, single, and worked it back down and just sloppy tied it in the back. Why not? I'll call it fringe. I had fun. Kind of had me thinking, well, I know freeform's not supposed to really have too much direction and theme, but the last one I made was all yellow and it really had like a fungi feel to it. I bet I could turn it into a chicken. I could do a collage of a whole bunch of funky chickens. A chicken could be any shape. I mean, as long as you add eyes and a beak somewhere on it. I don't know. It's fun. I had a lot of fun. Sometimes we have patterns that are so intricate or so boring, opposite. And we're just working on these patterns over and over and following directions. Or even if you don't work from a pattern, maybe you've created a pattern in your mind and you get to that spot where you're working the body or the long part of whatever the project is and it feels like it's not growing. Maybe you've made duplicate items and you just need to go wild. Go wild with the yarn. Try freeform. I'm excited. Nova has another roll today. And I did remember to email her. I forgot last week until I saw the Friday roll when she rolled for the white. I sent her both. I did. I emailed her the yellow and I emailed her the white. So I'm caught up with Nova's parade. I want to be in the parade. Everyone's having a good time. So I'm gonna go hang out with Nova in her cozy little corner for a little bit. Wonderful place to be. I'm gonna go hang out over there for a little while and see what number she rolls today. I have a huge container of scrap yarns that I need to use up. The Jada Stitches Unblanket is coming up in next week, so I'll get to use my scrap bucket for that as well. Crazy chicken. My yarn chicken. I'll see you soon. Thank you for visiting with me.